Hello, good afternoon, or noon. This is Sext, and I'm here to offer you some pastoral loving for our usual Thursday, spiritual space at the noon hour. Sext is Latin for sixth hour of the divine office. So this is a time of prayer, traditionally in the church. Please say hello if you are watching so I can say hello back. And I'll wait just a moment to see who signs on. It's always strange talking to yourself. So, hey Emily, I want to talk for just a very brief moment about priorities and invite you to consider your own today. But I'll wait just like a minute, because people tend to sign on during that time. And I want to invite you in the comments to share something you're grateful for today, and you're also always invited to share something that you are struggling with, because we will light a candle for you. We will hold space for prayer for you. So feel free to share if you're having a hard time, but definitely share something you're grateful for today. I brought you outside to a spot where I like to work. There's a table here, and I sort of position the chair this way, obviously, so I can look out. I kind of turned the camera this way to share the beautiful Texas fall foliage with you. It doesn't always feel like fall here, but the leaves dropping and the leaves changing color remind me that it is fall even in Texas. And I have been gratefully learning to enjoy the Texas seasons a little bit more, and the intricacies that take place as the seasons change. Just being home a lot more this year. So, sunshine without smoke. Thank you, Sarah. Please feel free as you're hopping on to share something you're grateful for. Would love to hear what you're grateful for today. And of course, you can always share what you are struggling with. So I wanted to share a little soul reminder with you today, just very, very short. And it's about priorities. And I want to start with the text from the Holy Scriptures, from Luke chapter 10. It's the story of Mary and Martha. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. A lot of you probably know the story. But I do want to say that I'm not an either or kind of gal when it comes to Mary and Martha. I love them both. I think they both were kicking ass, and I have things to say about both of them. Last time I preached about this, I was like totally going hard for Martha. But today I want to read what Jesus says to Martha about Mary. He says, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things." I'm going to leave it at that for just a minute. Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. And I wonder if you filled your name in there, if that sentence would resonate with you. Jana, you are worried and distracted by many things. Maybe not. But I think this is something that we can resonate with a lot, especially this year in these times. And for me, this is what happened to me last night. I actually did not sleep well. I tend to sleep okay most of the time. I'm not someone who struggles with that often, but when I do wake up in the night and I can't sleep, I start to get really high anxiety. I do struggle with anxiety all the time, and it's the worst at night. So if I can't sleep, you can guarantee I'm also anxious. So I'm tossing and turning in bed for like 3 hours last night, and in the middle of the night, and I'm just worried and distracted by so many things. My mind was racing. I was thinking about so many things that I needed to get done that I was going to be too tired to do today because I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about deadlines. I was thinking about it being a hard week because I don't have childcare this week. I was just so distracted and my mind was racing. And I realized in that moment that I needed a priorities check. I needed a priorities check, and I wondered if you ever need one. Sometimes we need to think about our circumstances. Sometimes we need to think about our daily rhythms. Sometimes our habits and our actions. And sometimes we just need to think about the space in our brain and what we are prioritizing, taking up space in our heads. And last night I realized I was worried and distracted by so many things that aren't a priority to me at the end of the day. Like at the end of the day, the priority to me is my family. The priority to me is people I love. It's always about relationships. It's always about love. And when I think about it all truly with this perspective, everything else just isn't that important, or at least the things that I was worrying about last night weren't that important. I looked over to my side. My daughter was there. She does not usually sleep with us, but she had a nightmare and I let her sleep with us. And I just thought, I'm sitting here like so worried, and I'm thinking about all of these other things. And here I have this little tiny sleeping next to me that is snuggled up against me and wants to be here and is at this age. And I don't have childcare this week, but this means I have more time to spend with her. And am I going to use it being stressed out and trying to figure out, how I can get as much work done as possible? Or am I going to take the opportunity to engage with her? And I started shedding things that didn't matter, just shedding, and reprioritizing. And it was like the moment I did that, the moment that I was able to name the things that didn't matter and name the things that do matter, I fell asleep. And when I woke up, I was like, whoa, how did that happen? My mind was at peace. So anyway, that was just a little story of my night, but I wanted to invite you today in this small moment to remember your priorities. What really matters to you the most? And are you giving it time? Are you giving it energy? Are you carving out space in your life for what matters most? Another thing that I thought of last night was my dad, my sister. They both live here, but we've been having to socially distance. But even in all that socially distancing, I've realized we haven't seen each other enough. It feels good outside. It's very easy to sit out and space out and see each other. And I just realized, wow, I need to make time for that. And I did this morning. We had coffee, and it was just such a good reminder. And so I want to ask you, what's important to you today? Please spend time thinking about it. Use this small, tiny moment to think about what matters to you, what you want to see happen with the rest of your day, and what you want to see happen with the rest of your week. A lot of times it's out of our control. It really is. But a lot of times we have more control than we think, and we have more the ability to change more than we realize when it comes to what really, really matters. I love to finish this text and to finish this moment when Jesus says, "Martha, Martha, you're worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing." And he says that Mary chose this, and it won't be taken from her. And I believe that one ultimate important thing is sitting at the feet of Christ, sitting at the feet of the divine. When we do this, we connect with the divine in such a way that we begin to see the divine inside us. We begin to be able to recognize the presence of the divine within us. And this changes everything for us because we become more compassionate, more kind to ourselves. We feel more worthy. We feel like we're deserving of the things we need. But we also are able to receive a clarity when we're able to listen to ourselves that helps us to prioritize in our lives. We become less motivated by our egos and more motivated by love, the love of God, the love of Christ. So we sit at the feet and we we just be. Everything in that text to me is important. There's so many intricacies with what happened with Martha that is so important, and there's always a space, to dig into that. But for today, I just want to lean into that sentence that Christ says, "You were worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing." And I wonder today what that speaks to you, what that looks like for you, and I challenge you to think about it in this moment. And please know that I'm thinking about it too, and that we're humans, and we're constantly having to do that over and over again, reprioritize over and over again, reassess our lives, shift, adjust, evolve. We're in this together, and I hope this is helpful for someone. And I hope you have a really great rest of your day. And it's so good to see some of you popping on, making me smile. Hope you guys are well. And we will see you later. We're going to be at our in-person gathering on Sunday. So if you're local, feel free to join us. And if you're not, we still plan on streaming. So we hope you will join us on the live feed at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Okay, talk to you later.